ethic. How do you deal with the conflict of that sheer bloody mindedness, but actually changing things when things need to be changed, looking at and doing that reflection piece and the mindset piece? How do you balance that, or do they just actually work in tandem?
No, it's not so much. I don't think they do work in tandem, to be honest. I think it's really hard to accept that you need help, to be honest, especially as a footballer or an elite kind of professional. You're so used to, doing things yourself, taking things on the chin, and being told when something's not good enough, you go and put it right. And when you're kind of trying to deal with like mental struggles, sometimes you just don't know how to put it right. And people say, I'll go and talk to people. And you think, well, is that really going to help? And you wouldn't realise how much it does until you actually do it. But to take that first step to actually go and talk to someone and get help, or even try and just get things from their perspective to find some solutions, is actually really hard. And I see it get thrown about so much nowadays, open up, talk, blah, blah, blah. But it really isn't that easy. It really isn't. But, as someone that it's took me probably 6-7 years to finally really open up and really talk, because I think at the start you can talk about what you want to talk about as well, because a lot of the things, they kind of talk about why is football so important to you and this, that and the other, and you can kind of shelve the surface a little bit, but until you really dig deeper into it, it's only the last couple of years that I realised, being out with injury actually hit me a lot harder than what probably it should have done, because football has always been my out from things in terms of, like family upbringings, things like that. And it never really occurred to me that was probably most of the reason as to why injury hit me so hard, because football was always my escape. And it was always, like coming from a single parent background, it was always the time for me when I'd go and enjoy myself, and it'd take me away from the home life. And then when an injury hit, all of a sudden I didn't have that escape. But it took me years to realise that. So I think, it's a process, and it's not always as easy as, okay, I'm going to talk to someone. It's actually, you do have to really open yourself up to be able to kind of help yourself and figure out what the problem might be or where it might have arose from in the first place.
Yeah, which is extremely brave, because that's when, you open a can of worms and all of a sudden, actually, I guess you feel worse to feel better in the short term, don't you? But